So I just want to give you something just to ponder, something just to think about, to take with you. Let me just put this there because I got to use my hands and stuff. Or one of these people. So just something to think about, and I'm just going to read it to you how it was given to me because it is fitting. When Lisa spoke about her time last year and her experience of being in prison, and then we saw the videos of the ladies who were right here at our home, Chino Prison. One of the things that we saw, it was a lot of these women are here because of the silence, and that's what you're talking about. But from one side of it, we're seeing silence from the side of the victim. But what about silence from the side of the resource, the family, the friend, the person who is just witnessing? I work for the county, and I'm a mandated reporter, and I see lots of people who just sweeps up under the rug. They give it no concern. We take phone calls. We're hearing these things. So even your resources, some people they're silent too. So this is something that I just want us all to think about and to take with us. If you don't know, there's a story in the Bible about Joseph. Joseph was a brother of many other brothers, and he wasn't so well liked by his brothers for some different reasons. Joseph ended up in a pit. That was their way of saying, we're going to put him here temporarily until we can figure out what to do with him, because some of us want to kill him. Some of us are just not bold enough to speak up and say what we feel, but there's more of them than there is of me, so we're just going to let him sit in this pit for right now until we can figure out what to do with him. So with that little portion, and then if you know the story, what Joseph turned out to be. He was ruling stuff he had no business ruling, but that's just called the favor of God. Okay? So we have to look at it from a personal point and just say, think about this. What pit have you been in? Because we're explaining the pit of a lot of people who are here, or circumstances. And so when you're understanding your pit, when you're understanding I've been in a place that wasn't so great, and I don't even know how I got there, but I'm there. From that pit, it's not for you to stay there. And a lot of times what we do is we stay in that pit. But we are talking and we're telling people and we're trying to teach you guys to help someone else as well as yourselves, but learn from what was in that pit. You're there for a purpose. It may not have been the best conditions. You may not have been happy to be there. It may have been life or death. But when you come out your pit, the whole time you're in your pit, you're looking up on how to get out of it. But then when you're out of your pit, what do? We keep reflecting back on when we were down there. So you have to, one, start looking at your situation from the top. And this is talking to the person who's dealing with it. Start looking at your situation from the top. Yes, you were there, but now I need to learn whatever it was I learned from when I was there, and now start using it to make sure I'm not in that pit. But then, what else do you do with that? A visual that I got listening to all of this was, wow, if I have been pulled up out of a pit and I learned so much from my pit, the visual I got was, wait a minute, if I have a pit, then you have a pit, and you have a pit, and you have a pit. And what it turns into is a graveyard. So when I got up out of my pit, I walked right past yours. And by not speaking out or helping you, because I identify it, you are a murderer. You murdered the person who's in the pit because they still got life. And you did not pull them up. Okay? So you came out of yours. All this is, if nothing else, help somebody out of theirs. Okay? Just take that. Because you don't realize, you think, well, I don't know nothing. I'm not a therapist and a clinical this and an eligibility worker here and a nurse here. No, but you're somebody's friend. Somebody trusted you, and what they didn't trust you with, whether you believe it or not, God trusts you because he showed it to you. Amen. Okay? So don't walk past your graveyard. What you've been through is the exact thing in your life that God is trusting you to rescue people with.